Hey guys, it's this time of the month again. We're looking at all the goodies and computer parts that made it to our computer lab in April of 2018. So if these look familiar, that's right, I've bought some of these in the past. So these are SPDIF brackets with optical out, and I've been using them to basically add optical output to old sound cards like the Sound Blaster Live, but also the Audigy range and the X-Fi range, and that worked so good, and it's really helping me with my video capturing and recording. So I bought 3 more. They are on eBay. You're looking at around $10 per bracket, so not the cheapest, but it's well worth it, and definitely cheaper than trying to find one of these live drive bays. They're a little bit harder to find, especially here in Australia. So if you want to boost your audio quality, your signal quality in your retro gaming PC with an optical output, I can highly recommend these. And we got some more goodies from Blitzwolf, so let's have a look what they sent us. So the first item is an audio cable, which you could use to connect, for example, 2 sound cards together, the line out into the line in. You're looking at around $3 shipped, and it's got really nice braided cabling. Comes in red and in like gray black color, and you're looking at around $3. All the links for these products you can find down below in the description. And the next item we have is a 25mm 15x macro lens, and you just clip it on top of your smartphone. I've got some pictures which will overlay showing you the difference. The quality is fine. There's a bit of vignetting going on in the corners, but otherwise it works just fine. You're looking at around $10 for one of these. Now last month they sent us a Bluetooth speaker, so I wanted to explore Bluetooth a little bit more. I don't have too much experience with that. So this is the BW-BR2, which is a combined transmitter or receiver. So it's got a little switch at the top which lets you toggle between transmitter and receiver mode. And what this lets you do, for example, if you've got a retro PC with a retro sound card and you want to transmit the signal out of the sound card to a Bluetooth speaker, you use it as a transmitter. And as a receiver, you can basically get a mobile phone paired up and send the signal to a speaker. And I really like that it comes with a range of cables to cover most of your situations. You're looking at around $25 for this product. And we got a bunch of video cards. This is the NVIDIA Quadro FX 3450. It's basically the workstation version of the GeForce 6800 GS, if I got it right. And yeah, Quadro cards, you've seen me using them on the channel in the past. Very well built, good cooling solutions. They're usually clocked a little bit lower, so you don't get the ultra clock speeds. So they're geared towards stability and reliability. In terms of gaming on Quadro cards under Direct 3D, you're not going to see any differences. The performance matches up. And in OpenGL, you will find the Quadro FX cards perform a little bit slower, but the difference is not that great. And just like in the Quadro FX, what was it, 5800 video, you can use River Tuner and mod this into GeForce. Gives you a nice little boost in OpenGL games. Now I bought 3. I usually buy 2 or 3. Firstly, there's always very often one of them is actually faulty or has some issues, but also because I buy these from the US. I usually pick a seller that has like more in stock and combines the postage, and then you get cost averaging with the postage. And in this case, one of the cards, it was perfectly fine, looked just like the photo on the article description, but the other ones had some issues. So if you look at the capacitors, this one has a capacitor missing. No, sorry, it was this one. So this one is missing a capacity up here, which this card has. So it's got the cap up here, and the third card is missing the capacitors down here. So that was very unfortunate, and bit annoying. Not so much because of the money, it's more the time, like me having to test all of that and then going through the eBay process. But the seller was really good. I put it in the system and I got a full refund back straight away, so really good outcome. And you'll definitely be seeing these, at least the fully working card, you'll definitely see a video in the future. This is like a hard drive caddy that goes into one of those slim optical drives. I recently bought a new desktop a refurbished Dell Optiplex 9010, I believe, with a Core i5, 8GB RAM. And it's got a slim optical drive. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this just yet, but what this lets you do is get rid of the optical drive and put in a hard drive or an SSD instead. And you just have to mount the faceplate at the front, but the modification should be fairly straightforward. And you can pick this up for not much money on eBay. I bought a processor. This is something more modern for the socket AM3 Plus. So this is an Athlon 2X4, so it's a quad core. The model number is a 630, I believe, and runs at 3 gigahertz. I purely bought this because the price was really good, and down the track, this might come in handy. I haven't got a project in mind just yet, but I do keep my eye out for things that are really cheap and where the value is amazing, and I just buy them. And in a few years, you know, prices will have gone up, and then this will cost a lot more. So you got to get in early and get those cheap deals before everyone else. And I bought a bunch of 80mm fans. Both of these are from Arctic. These are both temperature controlled, so they have a little cable attached with a thermal sensor, and you can place that somewhere in your computer, and it will then regulate the fan speed depending on the temperature in your computer. And two models. These are the standard fan type, like the ones you've got in your computer very likely. But I really like these ones. These have got these rubber mount that decouples them with the vibrations, so these are extremely quiet. Once again, I don't have a project for these in mind just yet, but look, you're always gonna need a fan at some point, so that's why I got these. And this is a USB 3 PCI Express controller card. I've been using these with small form factor machines to give them USB 3 ports, especially those HP Elite. Even the 8300 doesn't have front USB 3.0 ports, whereas the Dell Optiplexes, they do. And this is a really easy and cheap way to upgrade those machines. And I've actually got a video coming up where I'm using one of these, plus a very nifty 5.25-inch drive bay, which lets you install a 3.5-inch hard drive, a 2.5-inch SSD, and gives you two USB 3.0 ports all in one hit. And I've actually done a build or assembly video on that, and that will be coming to the channel very soon. And I bought a new broadband modem. Those who've been following me on Twitter, I got connected to the NBN, which is the National Broadband Network. It's a massive infrastructure project here in Australia, connecting basically households to faster internet. The technology that I got connected is called fiber to the node, and it still uses the copper telephone line to do that last leg from the from the node to the house. And the technology is called VDSL, and I had to get a new modem because my old one was ADSL2. Now, I used this modem for a while with the ADSL2, and it gave me a slight boost in the upload. But as soon as the NBN was switched on, amazing. I've got 100 megabit download now and 40 megabit upload. So compare that to what I had before, which was around 20 down and 1 up. It's a huge upgrade, especially the uploading. Let me tell you, if you got like a 10 gig video file and you're uploading it to YouTube on 1 megabit upload, it takes a long time. And yeah, this is so fast. I mean, the other day I downloaded 600 gig. There's a Python script floating around, and you can download all your GOG games in one hit, and it was just running in the background. And it didn't even take a day, and it downloaded 600 gig of all my GOG games, which is fantastic. The modem is from Netcom. It's the NF18ACV. I'm with Aussie Broadband. It's really simple to set up. It's got wireless AC, which I didn't have before, so faster Wi-Fi, and the transfer speeds through Wi-Fi now between 20 and 40 megabytes per second, which is a nice upgrade. It's got the 4 gigabit Ethernet switch, which I already had, so that's good. The only downside I found so far is the USB storage NAS feature it's got built in. You can plug in a hard drive and share it in your network. It's really slow. It only does 5 megabytes per second. But otherwise, yep, pretty happy with the modem. It does what it's meant to do, and no complaints. And I bought some cheap processor coolers for the Athlon 64, so socket 754, 939, all of that, and nothing special, so there's no copper plate or anything like that, and the things, yeah, the surface area is not massive. So this is a basic cooler for like a low clocked Athlon 64 or Sempron. And yep, once again, I bought these mostly because they're really cheap, and you never know when you need an AMD processor cooler. And here we have a DVI cable, nothing special, but it's 3 meters long. So this just makes my capturing projects a little bit easier. The cable I'm using at the moment is a little bit too short, and I have to move things around. So that will come in handy. And there you have it, guys. So these are all the goodies that made it to our computer lab in April of 2018. If you have any questions or comments about any of the items you've seen in this video, do let me know down below in the comment section. And that's really it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon with another one.